Let me see it.
It's so big. I can't.
Oh my god, open it up.
It's a advent calendar for
Advent
dogs,
calendar, yeah.
and they're missing one of them. That's right here.
No, they had treats.
They have treat has treats and toys, but all the toys are already out because they're dogs and they're not gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's just like, how come you didn't do it like day by day? I'm like,
You
babe,
should have.
they're dogs. They don't fucking care.
They're not gonna get in there and open them. They don't know what's in there.
So look,
Ah, buddy.
it's so cute.
It
And
is cute. How much was that? I need to get Tinkerbell like a little boot or something.
it was $20 at Costco.
Oh my god, that's super cheap.
Oh, where'd you ask Santa for this?
Honestly, nothing.
Oh, come on. Is there something you really want? Everybody wants something.
I don't. I don't know. Honestly, like I
Shut
haven't.
your
What do
mouth,
I
Crystal.
want?
World peace.
World peace. No, I don't know. Just my family, like their health, and
Oh.
I don't know. For reals, like I haven't like literally sat down and thought, what do I want? Like
I saw a picture.
Oh yeah, I
What
have a
was
little
that all
girlfriend.
about?
I have a girlfriend now.
You have a girlfriend now. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. You got your gift.
Yeah, I got it early, so so I don't want anything else. But yeah.
Just her and a ribbon
Yeah,
and a bow.
sexy.
Oh yeah.
I
No, yeah.
saw she gave me a
She
gift
um
or
she brought me flowers, which was it's something new for me. Because I'm
that's so
usually the one,
nice.
giving flowers out or whatever. Like I'm just a romantic like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But no, and I was surprised because she was gonna come over and then she said, hey, I don't know if I'm lost, come outside. And I'm like, I see your car parked there. You're good, just park in here. Like, and I'm
I'm
like, it's
watching you
cold.
right now.
It's because it was cold,
Yeah.
like, and then she's like, no, come out. And then I'm like, okay. So I went, she's like, I need to tell you something. So then I go out there and then I open the door and then I saw the flowers. And she's like, oh,
Oh,
I brought you these, like I was so shy to give them to you. So I wanted you to come get them. And I was like, oh, come in.
was your
She was,
mom there?
yeah, she was. She was gonna meet her, but when she got here, she was on the phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go in there and interrupt my mom. Like, and then we came to the room and we are just watching a movie.
Mhm.
Then we didn't even watch. We didn't even finish watching it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah, and it was weird because remember I was telling you I'm not even gonna go with her anymore.
That's true. You're like, I
And
don't know
like
now.
I was already being all negative, like whatever, who cares? And I don't know, it just
Things happen for a reason.
yeah, I was just like, okay, cool.
That's
But yeah,
good.
she's
Well,
sweet. She's a sweet girl. I like her. She gave me a necklace
congratulations.
too. Where is it? It's right here. This cute little necklace.
Oh, that's pretty. I think I
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah.
No, this
Did
new.
you post it or
Oh
no?
yeah, I did post it.
Oh, did you post it or no?
I'm gonna know it's new, Lorena, right? I have two
Yeah.
necklaces.
That's
No, but
true. Your bestie and your girlfriend.
Well, Lottie frickin'
ya
I
me tengo
was
que ir.
talking to Mochi this
Mande,
morning.
mam. Me habla mi mam, ya me tengo que ir.
I was talking to Montrez and I'm like, breaking down your tattoo, and I'm like, wait a minute. She said, I'm like, that tattoo would have been perfect for her and I, because I would have been like, ¿cómo es?
No matter where.
No matter where, because you don't know, I'm not there. I'm anywhere. No matter where,
Because
we'll
they're
be
far
best
away.
friends. And then she'll be like, no matter what. Be like, no matter what happens between us, we'll still be friends. And I'm like, that would have been perfect for us. I don't know why she went and did that.
What
I'm
did
like
Monchi
breaking
say?
down everything. He's like laughing because he's all like, you're like breaking down like
Everything, the whole
everything, and
situation.
like
Wait a
overthinking.
minute.
Wait a minute, that fit us. I don't know why she went and
That
got it with
bitch.
somebody else.
Well, I mean, Oh, I told you it was something spontaneous. I don't know.
Yes, it wasn't thought
But
too.
we could get, you know what I was thinking?
No,
Because I
I'm not
felt
gonna get
bad.
another tattoo anymore. I'm not gonna
And
get a
no, I now
tattoo.
I want a huge one with you. I want
Fuck
yours to
no.
count.
I said I'm not gonna
Like
get a tattoo.
I want you to get my sign, Capricorn, and then I'll get your sign, which is Sagittarius. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? Oh shit. I know it. I know this. That would be cute.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Ooh,
I'm a
ooh, ooh.
Sagittarius.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm not good dating Sagittarius, so
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's not a good
it
idea.
isn't.
No, wait, no.
I've
I
had,
think,
well, was a Sagittarius and so was.
yeah, you haven't had any good experiences with Sagittarius.
Mm-mm, no, but
We would never work.
mm-mm.
Mm.
But that's why we're best friends.
Yes.
Although I feel like you're trying to break up with me also, like as a friend, you know what I mean? Like I feel like you want
Well,
to
it
break up
was
with
really
me.
nice
It's not like I
until
want
it
to go best friend
wasn't.
cheated on you. Right?
You went and cheated on me with another girl. This has been a really hard week for me.
Oh my god, it has been.
I'm like, I think I'm gonna
God,
get
I'm
my
such a
period
bitch.
already because I've been so sentimental. I've been crying.
Hi, buddy.
And
Man,
it's like
man, come here.
crying.
Shh, 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 shh.
That's why I wanted to talk about something fun today instead of like, sad stuff
All right,
because
let's
I don't want to
the
cry anymore.
glitches.
I don't want to cry
I don't
anymore.
want you to cry anymore.
You have proved that you fight well. Now you can join us.
Keep cups. Wake up, check your phone. Ignore the alarm. You're still alone. Wake up, rewind the night. Who are you? But also kind of who am I? Wake up, check your phone. Tweet
Oh,
party.
mascara, mascara. Open them.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
All right, all right, all right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of F and Adulting. My name is Lorena.
And I'm Crystal.
Hello, Crystal.
Hi, how are
Hi.
you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm
You're good.
well. After,
Okay.
yeah, after like talking about my feelings
Oh,
and,
I know. I
you
feel so bad that
know,
you went through the whole week being sad.
the whole big kind of, may he rest in
Mm.
peace. I'm just kidding.
Do you think you'll
Uh,
watch those episodes again?
no,
Of
I
course not.
couldn't because, I mean, I probably wouldn't cry anymore, but, it was because it was just a shocker. Like, I didn't see it coming. I'm like, how come? And then nobody's there to help him out, and
Well,
then it sucks because Charlotte felt guilty because she's like, if I wouldn't have asked you to come, you guys would have gone to the Hamptons and he wouldn't have had a heart attack. And then Carrie was like, you need to stop doing that, because she was getting so emotional about everything. And then Carrie's trying to like control her emotions and shit, trying to be strong and everything. But Stanford, oh my god. So I always liked his character, right?
mm-hmm.
But in the second episode, I was like, oh my god, he gets on my nerves, right? Like I
Was
was
he
like, oh
being
my
a
god,
jerk or what?
he's just such a diva, And I'm like, oh, I don't like Stanford's character now. Like he's such a diva, kind of like, And then I found out he died for reals. He passed away. So he only comes
No,
out in like the first maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and then he passed away
in real life, right?
in real life.
How though? Let me Google it.
Um, he passed away at 57, dude.
Who is he?
Es este señor.
Oh, I was still trying to look for it. Oh, oh, I remember him.
Yeah. So, pancreatic cancer he had.
Oh, pobrecito.
Yeah. So then I found out. I was like, oh my
And
god,
you
I
don't
had
feel bad now
forgotten.
that you're
And now I
thinking he
feel
was
bad because I was
annoying.
like, oh my god, he's so annoying. Like, why is this character being like that when I used to watch it and I never thought he was like diva-ish or like,
Yeah.
And in the second episode, I was like, why is he being so like that? But then I was like, and then I found out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm such a bitch.
Aww.
I didn't know. So then, anyways, yeah, I don't know where I was,
Well, we were talking about how depressing your week was.
and then I found
That's
out
why
Vicente and
Carmen
Carmen
Salinas.
Salinas passed away, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it's like this time of year, horrible.
It is, especially right now.
Mm-hmm.
I did over here. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you. I don't know if they show news from here over there or whatever, but there was this crazy accident on the Trevino. I
No,
don't
they
know
don't.
if we would talk about it. It was horrible. Like three older people died. They were going like 90 or 80 on North Loop, and on the Trevino, you know how you turn up.
Yeah.
There was a big semi there, and they were, I think, like turning,
Mm-hmm.
and the car was coming so fast that it like literally like blew up the axle in the back, like the tires were gone, but they died. It was crazy. There's been so many accidents over here,
Oh, I don't
like
know.
crazy accidents. I'm not even lying to you, like people dying and shit like that. I don't know. I
Dude,
just always
I
fucking
have been
weird
watching like, well, my friend Lily sends me articles of like shit that's like
stuff.
been going on, like where they had schools on lockdown
Oh
because,
yeah, there was like a guy with a gun.
and then it's
I think it
insane,
was
like,
Coronado, no?
yeah, or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck, it's crazy.
It's
And then I was,
crazy.
and we're just, I was just telling her, like, trying to make her feel better. I'm like, dude, it's just El Paso. I mean, it's getting bigger, you know?
It is.
It's growing, and that's what happens with growing cities, you know? Because here, you hear that shit all the time. Shit happens like that all the time here, but you just, it's not like it doesn't make the
We're not
news
used to
because
it
it's so big over here. I mean, it's not so big, but it's bigger, you know?
because it's so many. Yeah,
So it's like when it's a smaller town, like, yeah, everything's gonna make news, you know?
it's yeah. And you know what? In the like, I know like most of these don't come out in the news, but for example, like we have that page of the El Paso something 411 or some shit like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember. So like I see accidents there that people post, or like one time I was on my way home from work, and then it was a day where the Trevino accident happened and the three older people died. I went home. There was an accident, oh, because they blocked off the freeway
Mhm.
because they were following some guy, and it ended up being a crazy
Oh, that's
accident.
right. Yeah.
And then that was that day also. Then I saw this semi on North Loop and a Mustang. I guess they went under the semi because it was parked to the side and the whole top was missing. And I was like, damn, but the guy was okay, but it was an accident. Then
Oh,
I'm getting closer to Clinton, and here on the horizon, there's another accident. And I was like, what the fuck? It was
well,
crazy. It like I see accidents, you know, like maybe one or two here and there, but not that many in one day. It was crazy. I was just like, what the fuck's happening?
fucking
I don't know.
crazy. It's the end of the
Uh,
world.
oh no. Yeah.
Wow.
But
So I have this article from Vice. They post some crazy stuff.
like what?
And I was reading this. Straight it says straight guys, here's why you should give pegging a chance. So pegging, do you know what pegging is?
No.
Pegging is technically when you have a partner, let's say like it's, you know, like a girl and a guy, right? And the guy tells the girl to put a strap on and fuck him. So that's pegging.
Oh, okay.
And but you know, they're straight, but they still
I
like,
honestly, for me, like it doesn't matter how you have sex. Sex is sex.
yeah,
It don't matter where you're gay or not gay, as long as the person that you love or the person that you want to mess
is
around with
down
is
with.
there, yeah, with whatever. Then by all means, sex is sex. I don't care how you have it, you know? I don't
And
think it
that's the
makes them
crazy
gay.
thing. That's the crazy thing because they say like, well, I was reading the article, right? And it talks about like how to, pretty much the article's about like how to bring it up to your partner if you're down with that, you know? and you
Mm-hmm.
want your partner to like, hey, you know. So, and then it just describes what, you know, what it is and why men like it, because apparently men have their G spot in their anus. You know?
Okay, well, before you guys come after me, technically, the G spot is not in the anus per se. I felt the need to let you guys know and show you a little diagram here of where the male G spot is at or located. Technically, the male G spot is the prostate. The prostate's like a walnut size gland located just below the bladder. So there are two ways to technically get access to the male G spot. If you want to get up close and personal, you can always, the anus actually provides the most direct way, which is why I said the anus, which was not technically where the actual G spot's at. But anyways, that's about like a first knuckle deep if you have, average size fingers. So that's where you would find it. Um, Externally, you can also indirectly stimulate the prostate via the perineum or taint. That's the landing strip of skin that runs between the scrotum and the anus. So there you have it. Before you guys come after me and tell me you guys that I don't know what I'm talking about, wanted to show you this. Obviously, if you're listening to us, you can visualize what I'm talking about. If not, you can always Google it. But there you have it. Back to the show.
You know?
Yeah,
It's like a total different orgasm than anything they've experienced without doing it like that, you know?
that's crazy.
So it's like a whole different experience, you know? So it's just crazy. Like to me, I feel like okay, if I were to be asked like, hey, can you do that? I would be like, sure, you know? And it's like a whole different like
Yeah.
control over your man, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you, you know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, but at the same time, like if I were to like be like, no, I don't want to anymore. I don't like it. I just don't want to. Like, is he gonna go and get pegged or like get the real thing? You know, because it's not the same. Like he doesn't have anything to compare it with. So,
Yeah, no, I get it. So he's probably gonna go out looking for it by someone else.
so like how I don't know. To me,
Well,
it's
then
like
so just do it then. I mean, if you don't, like it, I'm sure there's things that, the guy doesn't want to do to a girl, like for example, foreplay, but they do it, you know what I mean? Because it makes the girl happy. So
well,
why
I'm not
wouldn't
saying they've asked me to
No,
do
I'm
it.
saying like for the people that, you know what I
Wait
mean?
a
Like
minute.
no, I'm saying for like
But you're gonna be like,
anyone,
what the fuck, dude?
Like what? No, you know what I mean though. Like I think it's, like you should be I mean, I don't think it would be a big deal, but then again, I use strap on, so I don't
Well,
know if it's
yeah.
something different, like I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I
Would
just told
you
you what I think.
you would? Yeah, you said you would, but if like what if you didn't like it? Would you still do it if
If I didn't like it and he liked it,
yeah.
well, sure. But
Eee.
I don't
I just like
know.
but you would still feel weird?
I don't know. I think I'd be like a little bit like concerned, where I'm like, maybe he is gay, and there's nothing wrong with him being gay, you know?
But why would you
Or
have to
maybe
be
he's
gay
bi.
to like it in the
Well,
butt? That's what I'm saying. Like you
because what do you mean?
because like
Well, you
it
could
goes
be.
around the other way. Like if it's a lesbian and I'm using a strap on, it doesn't mean that I'm straight. You know what I mean? Like it does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah.
Like not because I want, you to put it in me, I'm gonna go look for dick. Like
Well, what else are you gonna put inside?
there's toys.
Well,
If I
yes,
wanted
but
it to
I
go
mean,
inside, I would do it on my own.
but what are they shaped like? Fucking a dick.
Yeah, but it's not a real one.
But that's the whole concept of it, though. It's not a vagina. You're not like you don't go and buy
Well,
a
being a
vagina.
lesbian doesn't mean that, like I said, sex is sex. It doesn't
So it's
matter
just a
how
feeling.
it's just sex. But the girls doing it because I like girls. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same me kissing another guy than kissing a girl or doing it with a girl and doing it with a guy because I don't like men.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's the way I see it. I don't think it makes a guy gay. It's just sex.
It's like you think they could just be like, oh, I just like anus play.
Yeah. I mean, and you just said their G spot is back there. So why wouldn't it be something you would want to try out? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. That's what I think.
I don't like it. But
What
my
I,
G spot, but our G spot is not there. So
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
yeah, I
But
don't
I don't think it
know.
makes them gay. I don't think so.
Well, I
That's
don't
mine.
think it makes them gay, but then it's more of a
It's
like,
weird to you because
why
it's not something that is done. I know a lot of girls that
that
have
do that to their
boyfriends that
men?
like a finger up there or two.
I
And they would never go with a boy, you know what I mean? Like they just mess around like that. He likes to be pleasured like that. And
because of that, because their G spot's there.
well, yeah, you know, and they like it.
And it sucks because I try to do it, but they don't let me.
For real, I think everybody at a point has tried to do
I'm
it though,
like, no, they want nothing to do with
with you
me
even being out there
anywhere
around
near
that area.
that. Yeah. And I'm like, really? But why do you want to, like,
Be
if
around mine.
like, no, like, just how you feel, I feel about
I
mine,
feel, yeah,
and it's like rare occasions where I'm like, okay, sure. But that, like, either I have to be super drunk,
or
where I'm
super
like, oh,
into
okay,
it.
or
Like,
super
whoa,
into it or whatever. But I don't know. And I know it sounds very like ignorant to say that, like, oh, I would be concerned that he would be gay, which it wouldn't, like, I wouldn't be mad at it because if that's him or whatever.
Mhm.
Or that's the person. Well, fuck it. It's cool that they fucking found out. But,
Yeah,
but you're right. It is sex, and whatever feels good feels good. And yeah, you should be able to be free to like explore whatever your
whatever. Because
body.
there's people
What?
that like have sex with feet, like
Oh yeah.
that's just
Without being it, without labeling people like,
like,
oh
oh, you're gay because you did that with a foot.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
you're
though, but I
you're a
that's
freak.
sex is sex, so I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know,
can
but have you ever had your foot inside someone's mouth?
no,
Like, has anybody ever put your foot in their mouth, like, complete like that? It sounds
no,
insane.
like good insane or
Yes.
don't lie.
It's like, well, because you're like
Like
into the moment, and then they do that, and it's a different sensation. So you're like, what the fuck's going on?
whoa, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. So
So I'm guessing
definitely.
you have had it. Yeah,
What?
obviously, yeah. They
Oh,
your
my
foot in
foot?
someone's mouth. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's
Shoot.
fun.
I might be like, here, put my foot in your mouth.
But I mean, it has to be someone who's into that.
Oh well, yeah, I guess.
You're not just gonna stick your foot in someone's mouth just because they're like,
To feel that little pleasure, it's bam. Yeah, there you go.
un pelito,
Una pelucita
una
del
pelucita.
calcetín.
Do you have dogs?
I, I do.
So yeah, I thought it was interesting.
That's
And then
crazy.
I was like, I had never heard of that. I mean, I had actually because I used to watch was it Broad City in Comedy Central? Remember I told you about the two
Yeah,
girls? Well, one of the girls does that to her boyfriend because he's into that, right?
yeah.
And then I
That's
forgot I
crazy.
forgot the whole episode of that, but yeah, I thought it was like
And was she also concerned?
I don't
Or
remember the episode. I don't think
oh,
so.
okay.
I think she was just like she was done
Whatever.
with it. But then I think I'm not really sure about that. Hold on, let me see what happened with that. And I had forgotten about it. I didn't know that's what it was called. I just remember that watching the actual episode. The dream date ends with Abby pegging her crush with a strap-on custom-made dildo, which she later melts in the dishwasher, much to Jeremy dismay. So I think they break up because like she fucks up the fucking thing, right? Um, she said, what might seem like a carefully calculated joke came up in the Broad City Writers Room naturally. I'm going to speak about myself in the third person because I like to separate myself from my character. Jacobson started off. We wanted Abby to finally hook up with Jeremy because we'd been showing this pinning forever. And we were like, why save this? We knew they were going to get together, and then pegging came up in the room. And once it did, we were just like, yeah. Jacobson was careful to point out that she and co-creator Glazer didn't want the joke to be about the fact that Jeremy liked to get pegged. It was very delicate because no one ever pitched it as it's the joke that he's into pegging, she said. We were very careful because we didn't want it to be misconstrued that preference is looked down on. It was more in the aftermath that he's so particular about his dildo, aren't we all? So pretty much, I guess the situation where she melts the thing, I guess she's washing it. Or where he
Yeah.
puts it in the dishwasher and it melts or whatever, and then he gets mad because he liked that one. And I think
Oh,
she tries to get another one and then it doesn't work out and whatever. But that's the whole joke about it. It's not that they
yeah.
weren't making fun of like the pegging
Yeah,
itself.
no. Just having a conversation about it.
But yeah, that's where I heard from that, like the pegging thing.
I
And
had
I'm like,
never heard of it.
huh,
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what it
yeah,
was.
I didn't know. Like,
I was
and
like pegging.
there's so many terms that you're like, what the
Yeah, there are a lot.
there is, and you're like, what?
Like teabagging, muff diving, carpet munching, like stuff like that.
But those are a little bit like okay, a
Oh
little
yeah,
thing.
they're more
But
like because we know them already, but those are just
pegging, I
words.
would not have thought of. If someone tells
It'd
me
be,
pegging, like I don't know what to say
I'd
about
be like, what? What you call
but
me?
night market or was it carpet munching or like okay, you can kind of like okay,
Yeah,
and
I get what
then
you mean. Yeah, like it has a little
tea
like
bag.
keyword to you
What
know
is
what it
it?
kind of means.
Yeah. So it's like I would never put one and one together like with pegging.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I'd be like, what do you mean by
I knew it
pegging?
was something bad, or not bad, like perverted, like sexual,
That's something
but I
sexual.
didn't know what.
So, anyways, back to what we're gonna be talking about today: the glitch in the matrix. I don't know. I have been
Ooh,
watching TikTok, and there's a bunch of things that I've been seeing where like, oh, glitch in the matrix, or this happened to me, and or like stuff that is unexplainable to people, like how.
how the hell did that happen? Yeah.
And I saw this video of this girl talking about the situation that happened to her, like when she was 14. If I remember her name, I'll link her down below so you guys can watch it. But basically, she's saying that she had gotten home from school or from somewhere, and her parents were not home because they had gone to shopping or whatever. Um, so they weren't home, and she got home right, and then she heard the door open, and it was her parents coming in, and they did like they took off her shoes and whatever the fuck they do, and then they both went into the garage. So she even said hi, like whatever, right? And she heard them, and she's like, "Oh, they're home." So then like moments later, she goes, and then she doesn't hear anything, and then she goes to the garage, and nobody's there, and she goes to go
What?
see like outside and the car's not there. And she's like, what the fuck? I just heard them, They
Yeah.
were here. So she calls them on the phone and the mom answers and she's like, hey, why'd you guys leave? And she's like, what? We haven't even got home. What are you talking about?
What?
So they got home.
And they were
And they did the same exact thing that she
so
had
it
seen
was
them do.
kind of like a fast forward, kind of
Like
like, and then that didn't happen. It's a
that's
glitch.
that's crazy, right?
That is creepy. I had seen some videos too. I was watching some crazy videos on glitches also. Or like there's this cop following a car
Mhm.
and they're going like right behind them and they go through this dark alley, but there's a huge fence, like a metal fence.
Uh-huh.
And then you see the car going like straight to it, so he's gonna crash, you know what I mean? And then boom, all of a sudden, like he goes through the fence and then he turns and he gets away from the cops, and the cops literally broke in front of the fence, and the fence was intact. Like no holes, no nothing. And, like nobody knows how that car got through. It
That's
was
insane.
weird. That is crazy.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
damn, that's weird shit.
It is. It's like
You think maybe it has something to do with like deja vu also?
deja vu. I feel like isn't that like when
When
you
you've already been somewhere and it happened, like
yeah,
you,
but I
I mean,
mean,
like it, because
but
I
that
have a lot of
incident.
those where like I've already done it before. So is that like a memory of something that I did, but I'm doing it again now? Or do you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
maybe it could be something like, I don't know. It seems kind of
yeah,
almost
like
the
where you're
same
like,
thing.
okay, I've been here before, or I've had this conversation before.
And then like I'm gonna do like I was doing this exact same thing in the same place.
Yeah,
It's weird. But I don't know. I guess
that's happened to me before too, where you're just like, what? I know I've had this conversation before, but I
and then you
know
think
I've
about it and it
been.
starts getting weirder and weirder.
And
Like it
you're just
feels weird.
like, I
Uh
don't think
oh.
about like I'll think about like I'll realize that I've had the conversation, but I won't like let it just simmer there like ooh, and then it goes crazier. And I just kind of let
I
it
do.
go. I kind of let it go because I'm like, okay, maybe it's something like that, like deja vu. I just,
We'll let it go. Like you don't pay too much attention to it.
yeah, because then I don't know if it'll fuck with
Go
me.
away or fuck with you more.
I, I swear you were doing okay. Let's talk about my crazy dream. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was weird. Super
And I
weird.
like literally knocked out for a few minutes. It wasn't even like an hour or two. Like I was on the couch, we were watching something or we're on the phone, and like I'll fall asleep like this and like I'll fall asleep with my phone, right? And I remember like I fell asleep. No, I didn't even remember falling asleep. I just knocked out, you
Knocked
know?
out. Yeah.
And then I woke up like, what the fuck? And then one shoes was right there, and then I'm like, I just had the weirdest dream. And it was so vivid. Like it was so like
Like
I
real.
felt yes, I felt it. And then he's like, what happened? I'm like, I was taking shit out of my ass. Like not shit, but like objects out of
Yeah,
my
object.
ass. Like I felt something like what the fuck? Something's coming out or something, you know, like
That's
and then I went
weird.
to the restroom and I was literally standing and I could just feel something coming out like you know
Like
how when
something
I
you feel
just
it.
coming out. And I remember like pulling it out and it was so specific what it was, okay? It was like this big. I don't know how why the fuck this big. And it was like a little wooden part of like something, like let's say
Like
un
a handle,
como
maybe.
like some like a little bookcase or something, like a little thing that's part of the bookcase que tenía así
Oh.
como like figure, like a figure.
Oh, okay.
And it was part of it and you would like connect it with whatever, you know. So it was like, why would I have that? And it was even bending, like it bended. I even bended it because I guess it had been there for a while, where it was already like
Moist, like so it was
I was
bendable.
like, what the fuck? I was freaking
That's
out. And then
weird.
wait, I was like, I feel something else coming out. And it was a fucking screwdriver. A big screwdriver. How the
What?
fuck would a screwdriver be in there and not me not feel it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like concerned, like when
In
am
the
I taking
bathroom
shit?
tripping
And
out.
when am I doing this? Like, am I like sleepwalking and sticking shit in my ass or what? Like, what else am I gonna find? You know, it was so, and I'm
Like so
telling you.
real and you were
And then
tripping
I
out.
pulled out a lollipop that was open, and it was like the little thing was like folded, and then the lollipop.
What? That's
And then
weird.
I got another one, and it was like with the wrapper still.
You didn't get to that one?
I gotta get to that one.
That's
Maybe I was just
crazy.
like, I'll save that for later.
And when you woke up, was your bum hurting or anything?
No, it was just like I was just
What?
like, what the fuck? And out in my dream, I was like, oh god, I have to go to the doctor because I don't know what else is. in
And
there.
there.
And when am I doing this?
Yeah.
And no wonder I have a belly because it's probably getting all
All the
crazy. Like,
objects. Yeah.
so it was funny. Like, and then I just like abruptly woke up and like concerned, like, what the fuck? Why would I have a weird dream
And
about
you're like, oh
that?
shit, what?
What does it mean? And then I'm like texting you, and then I messaged my sister, Evelyn, and then I'm like, because she loves to like look at dreams, like what do they
Yeah.
mean? And then she's like, did you already look up to see what it means? And I'm like, yeah, but nothing comes out. And then she's
Nothing
like,
comes out really?
yeah. And then I was like, she's like, okay, well, let me see. And then she tells me, let's say, me dice, let me check. And I'm like, okay, let's say, no sale nada, pero a ti sí.
Pero así te está
But
saliendo.
sí, but it's funny because I was
It's
like, what the fuck does it
crazy.
mean? Like, and she's like, maybe because you talk out of your ass or you fucking, ¿qué dijo? Maybe because you're always pulling shit out of your ass.
Well, not
But
actually.
if anybody knows and knows how to like interpretation of dreams and stuff, that would be awesome. If you guys could like
What it
put it in the
means.
comments. What does it mean to pull out objects out of your ass? Literally, like.
A
And I
dream.
actually watched a movie. Remember, I told you about the movie where the girl swallows different objects.
No, I don't
It's
remember.
called Swallow.
I've
And
never seen it.
some girl, she has this. It's an actual.
Is it a movie?
It's a disorder or not a
No, I
disorder,
know,
but
but
it's a movie. Yeah, Swallow. It's called.
does she die?
And no, she doesn't die, but it's bad because she's pregnant. So anyways, but she has like an urge, like she just eats random shit. She has marbles, she'll swallow it. She has like this fucking thing that's like this and it's pokey. It's kind of like a screwdriver thingy. And she swallows it. She'll swallow in like batteries, which is crazy because batteries have acid or whatever the fuck it has. They can explode in there. She swallows a shitload of things and she goes to the doctor and they take out a bunch of stuff from her stomach.
That's
Like
intense.
you just see the objects in there.
I know that when girls get pregnant, they have like cravings, and some of them get weird cravings. Like, for example, mud, but that's okay because who doesn't like dirt? Aye, aye. But that's what I heard that some moms get weird cravings.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's crazy because you know how you tell me about like what is it called? The deja vu?
Yeah.
Well, there's some of these that are like they remember a certain situation that happened, a sort but it never happened.
Oh, I get you.
Like, no,
Like,
I
oh, we did
remember.
this. Remember, we went last year to
And
Disneyland,
they're
and then
like,
no, we
that never
didn't.
happened. That never happened.
Yeah,
And they know like specific details on it and it
it just
never
didn't happen. Yeah,
that's crazy, right?
it is crazy. That could really confuse someone. Just like that song
Which one?
of the world at the end, and now they don't even say it.
What does it say?
Now it's just quiet at the end.
Shut up.
Look, yeah, look, watch. You remember that, right? We
Yes.
remember it
Oh,
because when,
Queen.
yeah, Queen. You know how
You're
at
like,
the end, that's how it finishes at like of the world, and then it finishes. Well, now it doesn't say it, and then people just stay ready with it for it, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
I remember it saying it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right, so I have a few. These are from ranker.com. And like I was saying, there's a few. There's one where a kid brought a tablet computer to school in 1987. Like a
What?
tablet.
Yeah, I know. That's weird. Those didn't exist back then.
Yeah. There's another one where they remembered a car crash that didn't happen. And they another one where they remember their uncle's passing, but he never passed away.
Whoa.
It's insane, I'm telling you. So let me tell
No,
you
I
about
have a couple. Yeah.
the
You
kid
go
that
first
brought
and
a
then
tablet computer to school in 1987. So when I was a kid in England, this is from Redditor ubugs underscore Nixon. When I was a kid in England in primary school around 1987 ish, a new kid joined the school on a temporary basis for a term. He was an American accent. He had an American accent and was ginger. His name was Lee. Before he left us, he brought into school what today would look sort of like a tablet computer. But this was very thin with brown tan glass. He had cartoons on it. He totally loved cartoons and movies. I swear this happened and I didn't dream it. It was amazing. There was a crowd of kids who saw it, and their reaction was interesting because they liked it and wanted one, comparing it to the Nintendo game and watch and calculators, but sort of accepted it and didn't think it was magical. But it certainly was. I said to him, it was like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy prop used in the TV series. He didn't know what I meant. He kept it away from the teachers and they didn't bring it back in. I kept asking him questions about his calculator TV, and he just gave vague answers and saying he didn't know. But when I asked where he brought it or where he bought it, he said his dad got it from the US. One thing he said he saw a movie which had every cartoon character ever. A few years later, I realized he was talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which came out after. That's
that's
crazy. This
weird.
was 30 years ago, and now I can imagine how difficult in all this time it's been to describe this thing. As we haven't had ubiquitous tablets everywhere, I used to draw diagrams of it and show it to people and went crazy. I went crazy when I saw the Tom Hanks movie Big, the scene where he pitches the handheld comic book video device. My parents just sort of acknowledged it, just humoring me. When Star Trek TNG came out and the pad was shown on screen, I went, that's it, that's the thing. Eventually, the tablet PC came out, and I remember thinking, finally, at last. The video iPod was further confirmation. Today, it's obvious that it was a tablet computer, and my story sounds more convenient. I suppose I could track some of the other kids down on Facebook to prove this. I bet they would remember naturally. No one
Yeah.
believes me.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy, right? Like, they're like, I've seen this.
And then you're like, oh my God, that's it. It's there.
And you're like,
Like,
fuck, it was
and
a
everybody's
tablet.
like, what? Yeah, that's crazy.
So they remembered a car crash that didn't happen. This is from Redditor. The name's Clove. I vividly remember this girl at my school dying in a car accident after she drove over the side of an exit ramp that was having construction done on it. And the reason she didn't realize it is because she was texting. I remember my sister and her friends going to the funeral. She was in my sister's grade. We lived in a small town, and I remembered everybody talking about it for weeks. Fast forward almost 10 years. Told my fiance the story enough times. She knows the girl's name by heart, mainly to try to convince her not to text while driving. My fiance is from the other side of the country, and I never go back to my hometown, so she doesn't know any of the people I went to high school with personally. One day she's looking at my sister's Facebook page and says, "Hey, isn't that the girl who died?" And I come over to check it out. Turns out she's alive, married, and an
What?
old friend of mine.
What?
Turns out she's alive, married to an old friend of mine with a kid, and no one remembers the car accident funeral. I'm still confused.
That's
Maybe
weird.
she has a twin. Maybe she
I
has a
don't
twin
know.
and nobody knew.
Maybe. Maybe. But it was the same name and everything.
That's crazy.
That is creepy.
And the same one, this one's shorter
Ooh.
too. They remember their uncle's passing. This is from former Redditor. Doesn't say. I knew my uncle had died. My mom had called me and told me the news. It was very sad. She told me in the middle of work, and I told one of my coworkers. He expressed his condolences on my loss. A couple of weeks later, my sister mentioned my aunt and uncle doing something. I said, but he's gone. And my sister said, no, he wasn't. I called my
What?
mom. He was alive. To this day, I'm still not sure how much of it my brain imagined and how much was real. Did I really talk to my coworker? Was I even on the phone with my mom at all that day? It still freaks me out knowing that my mind could fabricate so complete and real a memory like that.
That is weird.
That's weird.
And you think like they're dead, and I don't know, I would have been like, why would you ask that? Like, that's creepy, Like, that's
Wow.
crazy.
That
I
is
don't
so
know.
weird.
I get
Imagine,
some.
like, I'd be like,
I
I just,
I would literally stay there and think like for
I'd
a
be
long
so
time.
happy, but at the same time, I'd be like, well, how the fuck I
Like, did I
remember?
imagine it or
Did I
did I
dream
dream
it?
it? That is weird though.
But your brain is really something.
It
It
is.
does stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know. That is weird though. Let me see. I got mine are pretty short too. I got these from BuzzFeed. And this one, let's see. The first one is called "The Wife Who Was Seen in Two Different Spots."
Mm.
One evening, a man and his wife returned home from dinner. When he opened the door, he saw his wife sitting at the computer doing work, which is normal sight when he gets off work, except for the fact that she was entering the house with him.
I read
When
that.
they went to bed, he told her that he'd inexplicably seen her sitting at the computer earlier. She got very serious and told him that she had seen herself sitting on the computer too. Creepy.
Why
That's
she
why
saw
she stayed.
herself?
Yeah, she saw herself literally. I mean, when they were walking in, I'm guessing he saw her and she saw herself. So she was probably like real quiet about it, like, oh shit. That's weird,
That's
isn't it?
me.
That is
Hmm.
creepy.
I've heard of like what is it called when you're asleep and then you get out of your body and then
Oh,
you
that you
see
could see
yourself.
yourself.
What is it called?
I don't know what it's called, but I know that I've heard of that.
Astral projection.
Oh, I would have never guessed.
There's a program. There's a series on that too on Netflix.
No way.
It's called Behind Her Eyes.
So this one's about. This is. It's called "The Mom Who Was in Two Places," also from the same place.
Hmm.
A boy and his mom were in a woodsy area near their backyard taking pictures of old cars to sell. Suddenly, there was the rustling in the bushes, and his mom told him to run. So he booked it. As he sprinted, he heard a clanking sound as if someone had jumped on the cars. He arrived at his house in panic, only to find his mom sitting at the table reading the paper. He asked his mother about it as an adult, and while she remembers having cars in the backyard, the that that she sold, she doesn't recall the incident ever happening. That's weird. So
Yeah,
he remembers that she told him like run, I
yeah,
guess, and he ran, but she was at home when he got there. Isn't that weird?
yeah.
Like what? I don't know. And then I had this other one. Let me get it open. This one I thought was pretty weird.
Hmm.
It's a little bit longer, but it's called Missing Organ.
Oh,
When my husband and I found out I was pregnant with baby number two, we were surprised but overjoyed. It had taken us a while and lots of scans to get pregnant with number one, so not needing the intervention with two was relieving. We did, however, decide that number two would be our only other child, so opted for a C-section to get the tubes tied. The pregnancy was normal. I had normal scans. Everything went great. At 37 weeks, I went into labor and was taken for a C-section. My beautiful baby girl arrived, and the doctor went to tie my tubes.
hmm.
However, there was only one fallopian tube. And then he's like, when did you, well, the doctor asked, when did you have surgery to remove your right fallopian tube? He asked. Never, I replied. Even scans during this pregnancy showed both of my fallopian tubes intact. And then he's like,
The baby had it.
it says your right fallopian tube was surgically removed. There is scar tissue and everything from a clear surgical procedure. My doctor was baffled. He searched all my medical records and could not find a reason for my fallopian tube to be gone. I did not have any surgery between the scan and the C section, so there was no reason for it not to be there. He insisted it was clearly a past medical procedure due to the nature of the scar tissue, but could not explain when or how. Needless to say, only one tube ended up tied because the other one had clearly been removed. To this day, it gives me the chills. I truly have no explanation for it. Isn't that weird?
It just disintegrated.
Like,
The
but the
baby's holding
doctor,
it.
it's all out with it. But the doctor told her that it looked like it had been surgically removed. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
insane.
Yeah.
So she had no surgeries prior to that?
No, like
Like,
when she
okay,
went to go get a C-section and they told her you're pregnant, she could see her fallopian tubes. Like all the scans had the fallopian tubes on it.
that's crazy.
It is.
It just disappeared.
Creepy.
That's fucking weird. I have one where it's called They Saw Inside the Matrix. Oh.
No.
And it's from Redditor A underscore lot underscore of underscore italics. He says, one day I was walking to work and all of a sudden had the urge to walk a different path than usual. I work downtown in a big city. It was a strange spur of the moment urge to walk a different way that changed my life forever. I turned into an alley I had never seen before. As I remember it, I made it about 15 feet or so when an actual glitch happened. Everything in my mind scrambled. I felt like I didn't have a body anymore, just that I was a semi-conscious entity floating through some weird dimension.
What?
All of a sudden, in an array of different colors and shapes, a vision came to me. It was a bunch of strange looking people that in my mind resembled businessmen in suits. They looked startled and panicked that I could see them. One of the people made a quick movement and everything turned to black. When I regained normality, I was on a completely different street. It was the same street that I always used to walk to work. I felt sick and severely disturbed slash depressed. I've never
What?
done any hard drugs, never experienced any hallucinations, never have had anything like this happen to me. The weird thing is, when the glitch was correcting itself and I could see those people watching me like a caged animal, I had the feeling that I knew I was being controlled. It still bothers me very much to this day.
What? That's
Crazy.
crazy.
She went into a different dimension.
That is weird. And then there was people in that dimension.
It reminds me of the Matrix.
Dude, for reals.
Yeah, the Matrix does that shit.
Yeah, I was telling my mom about the what we were going to talk about today, and then she didn't know what it was, and I started telling her like examples,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, it's like the movie The Matrix. Like,
Has she watched it?
there's glitches, and yeah, I think she has.
Yeah.
So, and now she was like, "What? That's weird," and I'm like, "Yeah, shit like that happens."
Yes. It's insane. This one's so weird. They're very short. This is from BuzzFeed and it's what are they called? 14 quick stories of people's glitch in the matrix experiences that'll freak you out. And this one is about a man that they saw that had no face, no features.
Oh,
No features, it's called. Saw a dude with no face driving a car. No features at all. It was just blank. I did more than just a glance at him. I was staring. Just smooth skin with a men's haircut. I've never told anyone because it's so ridiculous sounding that I don't think people would believe me.
I don't. I've heard of people seeing a guy with no face, and I think that's why the guy they call the Sandman.
Okay, this one's called Train. I dreamt I was on a train that crashed. The guy in front of me was decapitated, and the train car
What?
caught on fire before plunging off a bridge into water. I drowned, woke up in a panic, realized I wasn't dead, and fell back asleep. Had the exact same dream and again and again. Next day, dragging my tired butt into work, wondering why my mind decided to play the dream like a bad VCR. I passed the volunteer desk at work with its daily pile of newspapers. The evening before, a train had crashed before plunging off a bridge into a river. Later, it came out that the crash produced some horrific injuries, including decapitation. So she dreamt that,
The
but she was in her
accident.
dream, she was in there.
Yes,
Mm.
crazy. Kind of like that movie Final Destination.
No, kind of like, have you seen
Oh, the one with Sandra Bullock.
with Sandra Bullock? Yeah, it's
That's
funny.
crazy. Well, that one's with her husband dying, right?
But she has the same. It's a
She has a
premonition,
dream, yeah, but then she wakes up and one day he's dead, and then she wakes up the next day and he's alive.
but she already knows how he's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I have another one where it says mornings merged. Yeah, two mornings. One morning I woke up, rolled out of bed, brushed my teeth, had breakfast as usual, and then went about my day off. I launched around the house a little bit, played my Nintendo DS. I plinked away at my guitar. A lazy morning. Suddenly, I'm driving in my car a couple towns over on my way to Barnes and Nobles. I pulled over. I tried to collect my thoughts. I remembered waking up and getting ready, watering plants, cleaning stuff up in the living room, then hopping in my car. But I also remember doing all the stuff from the other version of my morning, of that morning. So I had two separate days that suddenly merged into one, and I kept both memories.
That's weird.
So in one of them, he was all active, and the other one, he was having a
He's all
lazy
like,
day.
yeah.
It was probably like his, like, oh, I wish I was having a lazy day today.
Right? Let me go ahead and throw that in there.
He was like dreaming. He was daydreaming that he was having a lazy day and shit.
I, who doesn't dream about having a lazy day? Okay, I think this one's one of them too. Let me read this one.
Hmm.
Okay, this one's a little bit long though.
That's fine.
Okay. So this one is also this one I got it from Reddit,
Yeah.
and it says I'm the wife that switched realities in the grocery store that must be going insane. I want to share my story from my point of view. I was in the grocery store with my daughter doing some shopping. We were down the canned chili aisle while while walking by the chili to the left. I mentioned to my daughter that it was too bad that none of them in the house like chili dogs. She replied with, "Yuck, mom, hot dogs are gross." I said, "Okay, well, we do need some canned corn." So I looked above the aisle to read the signs above the aisles and noticed canned vegetables were in the next aisle to the right. So we walked, got to the end of the aisle, and turned right. Before we turned the corner to the aisle on the right, I looked down and I saw the chili to the left. So she basically went to another aisle and it was the same aisle. Like,
What?
anyways, yeah, like they had just finished passing that aisle.
Yeah.
I stopped and said to my daughter, "Hey, when we just down that chili aisle?" My daughter said, "Whoa, mom, we were." Now we are standing outside the two aisles, looking back and forth between both aisles. I look to the one on the right, the one we were just down, and saw baking goods like flowers and things. We both kind of tripped out a bit. We laughed about it, chalking it up to we no, we must be confused. And anyway, she to fast forward everything. They were having dinner and they were talking to the dad about
Mhm.
it, and he said that it might have been a glitch. You know what I mean? Which is kind of weird because they were going through the aisle, they're turning, and it's the same aisle.
That's fucking crazy. And
That
then they
is
turn
weird.
back, and then it's like a different aisle, right?
Yeah,
Baked
and it
goods and
was
shit.
flour and everything,
And
and
they're
it's
like,
like, what the
fuck
fuck?
no. This is all. Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
I would have been tripping out balls too. I'd be like, ah, cabrón, weren't we here? This one's a short one. The unexplainable boiled egg. A man described an occasion in which he went to grab breakfast at a small buffet that his job had every morning. The kitchen was deserted as he went to a ceramic egg tray that contained 12 warm, fresh boiled eggs. He took one and went to a nearby garbage bin to peel off the shell. Then he turned around, stunned. There were 12 eggs in the tray again. Nobody had entered the room while he was peeling, yet this quantum egg had inexplicably reappeared.
And he ate it.
He's probably like, I'll eat that one too then. Eh?
I want the power. This one's really sweet. It's a little bit long, but just pretty much saying like when she was around 20, no, when I was around 20 a few years ago, she kept having a dream with this lady who was named Aurora. Aurora? Aurora? I can't say it. She had long black hair, you know? And they were different dreams, but for some reason her face was always, it ended up in the dream, you know, like her. I got to the point where I would wake up frustrated and confused trying to Google her name and find out, you know, how they were connected. After a few months, she stopped showing up and she dismissed it, thinking that her brain was just, you know, playing games with
Being
her.
weird.
Fast forward a few years later, Halloween 2009, I'm in the car with a friend, stopped at a gas station. I'm about to pull out and merge onto the highway when I get a phone call from a random number. So I stopped the car, but no one answered. There was a person behind me who grew impatient, honked at me, and then swerved in front of me instead of waiting for 2 seconds for me to move. Second, they get on the highway. Some silver Civic loses control of their wheel and crashes onto the car that swerved in front of me.
Oh shit.
I called the cops and waited at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the drivers of both cars died. It 100% would have been me if I hadn't gotten that call. Called it back a few hours later out of gratitude and curiosity, rang 3 times and went to a voicemail. Hi, you reached Aurora. Aurora? Please leave your name and number. Never had goosebumps like this in my life.
That's
And then
creepy.
she says, called it again the next day because I was that confused about the whole situation. Some woman answers, we get to talking. I tell her my entire story, including the dreams I had. She tells me she doesn't know how I got her number, that she never called me as far as she
What?
remembers. Weird. Ask her if she has a Facebook to confirm if she is in fact the woman in my dreams. Check her Facebook. Holy fuck, it's her. If that's not a glitch in the matrix, then I'm batshit crazy. Crazy.
Damn, that is crazy.
It was an angel trying to tell her, hey.
Hey, like, be careful. There's an accident about to happen. That's weird. And even if the girl was like, I don't even know you, like, that angel's been going in
And
her
then
dreams, and
if she would have gotten the call,
that I know she would have just kept going.
then that would have been her. She would have died.
That's weird. Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Okay, so this one's called The Death That Didn't Happen. I don't know if it's something. No, it's not the same one, but you look at me like, bitch, I read that.
It's the uncle. Pobre señor, ya quieres que se
Yeah.
muera. Que está el
No.
señor. Les dije que, have you seen that meme with the little, I posted it before. It's the fucking, what is it called? The
Which one?
tombstone? And on the tombstone dice, les dije que me sentía mal, cabrones.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Así está el señor. Les dije que no me
Estúpidos.
estuvieran matando,
Y
chingado.
sí, ya, cabrones, ¿eh? Hasta me pusieron en el internet. Ay, ay.
Ahí sí, en el F en adulting.
En el F en Adulting yo vi, ¿eh? Ay, ay.
Yo los oí, yo los oí.
That's funny.
A ver.
Okay, no, this one, okay. After a school pep rally, a person and their friend decided to go to Sonic across the street. Their friend dropped something, so the person crossed the street first. They were hit by a red Tahoe. They remember gasping for air and being in and out of consciousness until there was nothing. The person experienced their death. All of a sudden, the person was back in the stadium at the pep rally. Everything began happening just as it had and their friend wanted to go to Sonic after the rally. Freaked out and curious, the person went with their friend. Just like before, their friend dropped their stuff, but instead of crossing the street, the person waited. A red Tahoe passed by. Unwilling to risk a trip across the street, the person told their friend they were going back to school. Isn't that creepy?
That is creepy.
It's kind of like that one that happened, kind of like a Final Destination where you live the
Yeah.
moment and then all of a sudden it's happening. Like, what the fuck?
Oh
That's
shit.
creepy.
That is
Especially
creepy.
after seeing the red Tahoe passing by. Like,
I'm like,
highway.
there is something gonna happen. I don't want to be a part of it. There's another one where I was telling Munchies that I read, and they were it was like a bunch of girls in a room, and one of the friend had gotten like a new phone, and
Uh-huh.
she was going through her phone like when you get a new
Like
phone,
normal.
and she said that she had placed it down, and then for some reason she went back to get it, and it wasn't there anymore. And they were like, "What?" So they started looking everywhere in the room because they hadn't left the room, right? And it was nowhere to be found. And then they happened to be like, okay, fuck it. And they were like in the third floor, apartment or whatever. They went to the truck or the car, and it was inside the car.
That's
And they're
weird.
like,
And
we never left the room. And she
that's
had it on her
weird.
side. She put it on her side.
Does that shit ever happen to you though? Like when you're looking for something?
And you're like, I
And
just
no,
saw
and
it.
you know, you come in and you literally look everywhere. Like let's say I'm looking and this is the area I'm searching, right? And I come and I search this area and
And
guess
it's
what?
right
It's not
there.
here. No, it's not. And then you
No.
leave, you go look somewhere else and it's not there, it's nowhere. And then you come back to the same spot you check
And it's
and
right
guess
there.
what? It's been there. And you're like, how the fuck I was right here?
Yes,
Like,
it
oh
happened to
no,
me a lot where I'm
that's
like
weird,
looking
huh?
for something or like, fuck. And then you're like, I guess because
Maybe you're in a
your
hurry and your
mind is
brain's not
just,
concentrating. That's what I want
yeah.
to think about. But
Or like how how men they say like, oh, you ask men to like go get something or go find something and they can never find it, and then you go and then you just
you're
find
all like,
it.
it's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mira, güey, aquí está.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Did I read this? Any idea on what's freaking happening? That's what it is
Mm,
also in Reddit.
no.
Okay, this is going to sound weird, but I have no idea where else to post this. Please read this fully. 3 nights ago, I was in my daughter's room. She's 19, and she went downstairs to get a snack. When she was downstairs, I heard her saying, "Where are you hiding?" So I asked who she was talking to. She said her brother, 17. Her brother was dead asleep in his room. So I said, no, he's asleep. After a pause, she ran upstairs, freaked out. She had me look in his room and verify he was there. After which she told me she saw her brother in the hallway and she followed him down the stairs. When she got to the bottom, he was gone. This was very weird, but it was late at night. And honestly, I thought she believed it happened, but it didn't actually happen. I don't know. Well, then comes tonight. I'm in the downstairs bathroom. Don't judge me. It's Thanksgiving Eve. And I hear my son come down the stairs, walk down the hall, stand outside the door, and I see a shadow and say, "Hey, ma." So I say, "What's up, bro?" No response. So I say, "Yeah, Vin." I hear him walk up the stairs, so I yell, "Bro, him?" Nothing. So I call him to find out that he wanted what he wanted. He's utterly confused in his VR with other people that confirm he's been on call. So who was it? I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm a tad freaked out and have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's a ghost and he's playing games with them.
Probably. That's creepy though.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Well, it's like that fucking video that we saw. The one I showed you where he was hearing his own voice
Oh yeah, no,
calling
calling
them. Well, that's
him.
fucking creepy.
Hell no, I would have left the room quick.
They heard a disembodied voice inside the car. This is from Redditor Pistachio. When I was like 10 or 11, I was going to the beach with my aunt and her friends. There were two cars of us. To get there, we had to go through a very large industrial area. We didn't know the direction, so our car was following the other. Suddenly, they did an unexpected turn, and so our driver had to take a sharp bend. In that moment we heard a very clear loud voice inside the car laughing, saying sharp bend. Hmm. The driver immediately hit the brakes. We looked at each other puzzled. We all recognized it as a voice not belonging to any of us. In the very same time, we noticed that the other car had stopped as well. The other driver got out of the car with a scared face and shouted to us, did, did you all hear that as well?" They heard the same thing inside the car. The area around was fully deserted.
Oh
Imagine
shit.
it was a ghost like
And and it wasn't even,
"Perfect,
yeah, like it's not like one
perfect."
person only, it's more than one.
It was two different cars
Like,
heard it
yeah,
inside the car.
that's weird. I'd be like,
That's
let's get the fuck out.
creepy.
Okay, so this one's called The Creepy Driver and His Unconscious Passengers. An off duty EMT was driving home through a storm when he spotted a Mercedes parked past a barricade with its hazard lights on. He stopped and walked over to it, shining his light in the back seat, where he saw a man slumped over as he were sleeping. In the driver's seat was a man sitting upright, staring straight ahead. He didn't blink, move, or respond to taps on the window, and the other passenger was slumped forward on the dashboard.
Mhm.
Creeped out, the EMT stepped away to call the sheriff's station. Dispatch asked him for a license plate number. But when he went to check, a large truck was coming down the road, so he waited for it to pass. When it did, the car was suddenly gone. There were trees in one direction and barricades in the other, leaving the man wondering how in the world this car and its mysterious occupants could have simply vanished.
Mhm.
That's
I
creepy.
heard that. I remember the crash. My dad was T-boned in his green Nissan. I remember telling the police all about it at the scene. I remember my parents telling me to tell the doctors that my neck and chest hurt, even though they didn't. I remember having a week off of school, which was fun. I remember my dad berating the insurance company over the phone. So a few years ago, when my dad bragged about how he had never been in an accident, I took the smug pleasure of correcting him and reminding everyone about the accident. But everyone looked at me like I was going crazy. According to my family, my dad never even had a Nissan, and he would never drive a green car because he thinks they are unlucky.
Oh, what?
That's crazy, right?
It is.
Oh, God. That's fucking crazy. I don't know. I don't think anything's ever happened to me like that.
I don't think so
Um,
either.
Nothing that unexplainable, like
Yeah, like that's too crazy. I don't like. Have you seen that movie, Dark Skies?
yeah,
Like, you know how they have moments where they black out and they did this whole scene, but then they don't remember it. They wake up like not knowing what the fuck happened. And
yeah.
people confirm it like, hey, you did this. And they're like, what the fuck? I thought it was a dream. It's creepy. It's aliens. Just plain, I don't know.
It is aliens.
But it's kind of creepy, just to think all that shit can happen.
There's so many other ones.
There's
I
some
wanted to
videos.
actually. Oh, go ahead.
Go, no, I was gonna tell you to look at YouTube. Go to
Mhm.
glitches in the Matrix,
Oh, there are videos
and
of
they show
like
videos of like things that happened. That cop one that I was telling you is on there. It's like,
I want to talk about crazy shit that kids say. We're just talking about that.
like
Um,
scary ones,
yeah, like like unexplainable things that kids say.
kind of like the one we're talking about, right? Like a long time ago, we talked about this kid who was saying that he was in that accident, but he was reborn, and then they ended up finding out that there
That
was
they
an actual
that
accident where
he
they
took him
burned.
to where no, yeah, that one. But then there's another one where he remembers how he died, and it was like a hit on his head or something. Something happened to, and
Oh, that's another one.
he had
Yeah.
like a something like a birthmark or something. And then he remembers how he died and who killed him, and he takes them to where his body's at and takes them to who killed him, and the guy ends up confessing to his murder.
What? That's
It's insane,
weird.
right?
Send
But
me that
then
story.
I don't remember. It's one of the okay. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, because it sounds
It's
really good.
a TikToker. He talks about that. He asks like, tell me a story about whenever your child said something that was really disturbing or very
I want to find disturbing
weird.
ones.
So then, and there's a lot of them where hold on. There's a lot of them where little kids remember when they were in the sky, and they like that they remember being in the moon. And oh, I remember choosing you because I saw that you were my mother in another life, and I wanted you to be my mother in this life. Or things like that that they say,
That's
and you're
weird.
like, or like they say a lot of like, and he has a concept of where that kids, or
There's still memory from
there's
other time, I think, because
that
it's so
they're
young.
like somewhere in the universe, in stars or the moon or whatever, and they come from there, and they remember being there, the little
That's so
kids,
weird.
and they'll mention stuff like, yeah, I remember when I was there, and I remember when I came here to this world, and I remember. And then for some reason there's like a period, like there's a time limit of when little kids are small and they remember, they're so freshly
Yeah.
in their head, the
Yeah.
memories, then they hit up to a certain age and then they forget, they just don't mention stuff like that anymore, they just don't, because it
Yeah.
just stops, so it's crazy, like you
That
hear a
they would
bunch of stuff.
remember all that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, you hear a bunch of
I
stuff
don't
like,
remember.
or like, yeah, like Rome. One of them, it was pretty scary. Um, it was about a little girl, and the lady. I think she remember. I don't know if I remember it perfectly, but I think she remember hearing the little girl like crying or something, and like she was running down the stairs and she fell, and then she was running from somebody. Like she said, she didn't want to go upstairs because she didn't want to. And she
Be
was
up
running
there with
from
that
somebody
person.
with something, and she was
Really?
like real like uncontrollable, whatever, and then she stopped, and then she just kind of like nothing happened. And then she started to go upstairs, and then the lady is like, "What are you doing? You said you didn't want to go upstairs." And she looks at her and she starts laughing, like, "What are you talking about?" And then she just like, goes to,
What? That's
and that was fucking
creepy.
creepy.
Like, how
Upstairs,
the fuck are you creeping out? And then all of a sudden you're like,
yeah, like she
I
was
would have
creeping
been,
out
I would have been more scared of the little girl who was going upstairs. I'd be,
because
vámonos de
maybe
la verga. Chinga,
she was
eh.
probably possessed and shit.
Yeah. It was following her downstairs and it got her down there.
Yeah, because
And that's why she's like,
she
haha.
remember. I think I remember it correctly. She says that she was running down the stairs saying she didn't want to. She was scared of something that was upstairs and she didn't want to go, and she was like uncontrollable, like And then all of a sudden she stops and she just like looks like normal,
Imagine.
And
Fuck
then
no.
she's like laughing,
Y
like
la
oh, and then she
regalo.
just kind of like starts going upstairs, and the lady's like, "What are you doing? You just said you didn't want to go or whatever. You were scared of something." And she starts laughing like, "Oh no. Like, what are you talking about?"
I'd be like, fuck
I'm
you. Get the fuck out
scared.
of here. Vámonos para arriba, cabrona.
I'd be like throwing fucking holy water.
I go up there with a shitload of water and shit. I'd be like, fuck that. Call a
I know.
priest. I was gonna tell you, my friend Kathy, she's gonna start her shirt business soon already. So I told her to make us some shirts. So
She
we could
should.
I'd be like, make us some shirts and then we'll like try like we'll tell them that who you are. So and I'm like, and that way we can wear cute shirts here. And she said she was
Yes.
down. I was like, yay, we don't have to pay.
That's the best.
Isn't it? And she has everything already set up for it.
That's awesome. I
So I
love
was like,
Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Yeah. You're so
I'm
cute.
just
I love you.
kidding. I'm
Kathy,
kidding,
we love you.
Kathy, we love you. But you better take all that fucking tattoo.
I'm gonna have to get it removed and covered. I
I'm
just
just
say
kidding. No.
my best friend hates it.
My best friend, my first best friend, and you're my second best friend.
You're crazy.
Oh god. But yeah, it was fun. I like these.
I like these. We should get more and I like the next one too. That one's gonna be creepy. And cool.
dude, I'll send them to you. They're fucking
Send me
cool.
some, yeah.
You're just like, what the hell? That's
I-
creepy.
Oh no, that is creepy. I don't know. That's not like.
And my sister will send them to me like at 3 a.m, and I'm like, oh great.
Thank you. I wanted this. I wanted
needed
this so bad.
this.
Thank you for doing that. My sister sends me videos, but of other shit. It's not scary, so I'm like,
Your sister sends you
all
videos
day,
of
all throughout the day.
conspiracy.
Yeah, all throughout the day, she sends me videos. Boom,
Yes.
boom, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, like, all right, me too.
Mhm.
I send you videos everywhere.
That's true. I try to get to all of them.
Everybody tells me like, oh my god, I'm trying to get to through all of them. I'm like, well, I won't.
I
send
just
you
take
anymore.
a day. I
And
always
then-
watch them at lunch.
And then they're like, no, I like it.
I like them too because they're interesting.
I was like, you better, because I
You
send
better,
the,
shit, because
I
I'm
send
still
you
sending
the
them.
best of the best.
Because I'm
Ay, ay.
still sending them.
Think about it, me filtering the TikToks for you. I just send you the best of the best,
Of
so
the
you won't
best.
waste your time. So you won't waste your time.
Like you don't even gotta go through it. I know you're
You don't even
busy, so
gotta
I
go
send
through
them
it.
to
I know
you.
your likes. I know you're gonna find this funny, so I send them to you, so you don't even have to worry about going through the feed.
Through the
Go
actual,
through
yeah.
my stuff.
Go through my stuff, and you know what? You're covered for the
My
whole month.
God,
You're
that's
covered
it.
for the
I
whole
should
month.
start charging.
You're crazy. Not even. It's free for everyone else.
I should start charging people. Hey,
like,
I'm
let me
doing all the
block you.
legwork.
Let me block you, yeah.
I'm doing the legwork of going through the freaking videos and watching
For
and
you,
sending
and only
you
sending you the
the
best.
gold. Singing you gold nuggets,
crazy.
you know? Singing you the
That
gold
is
one.
actually, well, yeah, that's.
And it's like I'll
You
do
are
like a
actually doing all that.
questionnaire and like a little thing where I find out your likes and dislikes and stuff, and then I'll filter the videos
Everything. That's
depending
something
on
you
what
should
you
start.
like and what you don't like. You know, it'll be like
You should. Well, I think TikTok
it'll be
already
like a
does that.
dating site, but like with videos.
I think TikTok does that, no? Because it asks you what
Yeah.
you're into up in there. It'll just be a better, smaller version of it
It'll
because
just
you don't
be
have to
like
see
more.
that many nonsense.
You know what? Think about it this way: it's a little bit more personalized because it's small.
It's
know?
smaller and it's for
It's
you.
personalized,
It's
so
just
I'm
for
taking
you.
care of you. I'm not
And
taking care of
this
a
is-
million people.
Just you. And tomorrow another person and then tomorrow another. All
Okay.
right? But you are here right now. Not to say.
It's me and you. It's me and you.
Shit, now I'm even wanting to pay you. Ay, ay,
That's
ay,
right.
ay. You're
That's
crazy.
right. That's how it
I
starts.
love you, buddy.
I love you too.
Time to be alive, start a podcast, become a DJ, try and fill the void inside. I'd be lying if I didn't say that sounds nice. Wake up, check your phone, but the batteries die.